been campaigning for 2 years, working as hard as I can because I'm sick and tired of the Democrats, their endless taxes, and their radical social agenda, and it's time that we push it back. I'm a big fan of Donald Trump. I stood alone in Woburn Center with my Trump sign, and it was great. I voted for him in the primary and the general, and I think he's one of the most important presidents in our lifetime. You know, the last 4 presidents, Democrat and Republican, they've all been globalists. Donald Trump is a nationalist. Like me, he wants to live under our Constitution, he doesn't want us to be ruled by the UN. And that's how I feel. I think that's terrific. We got a great Constitution, but right now it's under attack. I do oppose the Patriot Act. Don't think the government should be reading our emails, recording our web browsing history. But more importantly, they're coming after our First and Second Amendment right now. The Second Amendment, they're very blatant about it. They're talking about gun confiscation. They get the kids in schools to go out on these protests. They don't even know what they're protesting. And the First Amendment, you start hearing about hate speech, believe me, they're going after your First Amendment. The First Amendment was meant to protect speech you disagreed with, not just agreed with. And they're going after it in a big way. And once those rights are gone, they're never coming back. So Republicans are pushing back, and I'm part of that effort, and I'm very proud to be part of that effort. I do have a primary opponent. I want to talk about that a little bit, because 9 days before I was securing the nomination, all of a sudden, out of the blue, they put a liberal Republican on the ballot to stop me. And I want to talk about Mr. Kuchnir, my opponent, because I want you to understand where this guy comes from. You know, most of us, we have our campaign signs, and we usually use the colors of the American flag. I didn't have the red because it's cheaper to do 2 colors. I would have had red, white, and blue, but you get the picture. Well, Louis Kuchnir, who is not Brazilian, by the way, has designed his campaign sign based on the Brazilian flag. How about that? Yeah, I guess he doesn't realize he's running for office in America. Mind you, I have Brazilian people on my campaign who think this is the craziest thing they've ever seen. So this is what this guy is doing. He's running as a progressive moderate, which of course means Democrat. And this is the problem in our state. They think that only Democrat-like can run for office, and it's not true. Everywhere I go, I just see people are so jazzed up about conservative candidates. Now, to let you know my progress, things are going very well, including Tom. I've had 20 state committee endorsements, which we're very proud of. But last night, Revere Republicans endorsed me. Watertown Republicans under Beth D'Amato have endorsed. Woburn, yes, thank you. Beth has done a great job today, hasn't she? The Native Republicans, who have an incredible organization, have endorsed. They've got about 40 people in about 8 subcommittees, and they do a fantastic job. We've been endorsed by the leadership of the Medford Republicans. We've been endorsed by pretty much all the major Republican groups in the area. The very conservative Massachusetts Republican Assembly has endorsed. I am a pro-life guy and have been endorsed by Mass Citizens for Life. So, like I said, not ashamed to be a Republican. Now about the Democrats. What is their plan this year? They're very straightforward. They hate President Trump and they want to raise taxes by $1 trillion, which would kill the economy. That's their whole campaign. That's not a campaign. You know, every time they're in power, they just raise taxes, raise taxes, raise taxes. Look at Massachusetts. You know, Jeff Deal fought back against that gas tax. They've tried to tax and tax and tax and tax. They tried to add a tax to the liquor tax, which was already heavily taxed. I mean, we work from January to May just to pay taxes. I think that's enough. Get your hand out of my pocket. Now, they're pushing for ever higher taxes. When they asked Elizabeth Warren how high taxes should be, she wouldn't even give an answer because she wants it to be like in Sweden or something. I mean, it's crazy. So, you know, in Massachusetts, a very good example of the money we waste. We spend 4 times the national average per mile of highway. 4 times. So what's going on with all that money? It's graft. And they want to raise our taxes. They gave themselves a 40% pay raise last year. Does anybody here get a 40% pay raise? I didn't. And that's obscene. This is what they're doing. But because there are not enough candidates running, they get away with this. We really need to be running in every single race because, you know, we need to build our team. And I say this to everybody, you know, you play the violin for 20 years, you get good at the violin. Even if you run and lose, next time you're going to be a better candidate. I've run for office a whole bunch of times. I was a town meeting member in Arlington when I was just a teenager. I'm from Arlington. I've run for the Senate, Mayor of Boston, Boston City Council District 1, Boston City Council citywide, the state Senate. So, you know, I've got the political bug. And I've been a Republican this whole time, more than 30 years. And I think it's the party that has an intelligent platform. You know, when we disagree with you, we don't call you names. We try to have an intelligent argument with you. On the left, it's all name calling because they don't have an intelligent argument. You're a racist, homophobe, Islamophobe, xenophobe. Maybe they've got this list. They just keep reading it over and over again. But the fact is, this is not JFK's Democrat Party. JFK was a conservative. He was pro-life. He was against the Communist Party. Nowadays, the Democrat Party has embraced socialism and even communism. I mean, look at that nut job in New York, that Ocasio-Cortez. But I know. But this is who they're embracing. This is the new Democrat Party. They're not the working class party they used to be when I was a kid. And we need to start pushing back, like I said. The stuff they're teaching our kids in school, I don't want to get too graphic because there's a lot of family people here, but it's completely inappropriate. I mean, they're bringing cross-dressers into kindergarten now to do book readings for the kids. And they're teaching 12-year-old stuff that no 12-year-old should be hearing. I'll just leave it at that. You all know what's going on. And this has got to stop. You're no longer getting reading, writing, and arithmetic. You're getting revisionist history, which is anti-American. These kids are not learning patriotism. They're not respecting our American flag. In Somerville, they want to take out the American flag and the Pledge of Allegiance because it's offending the illegal aliens because it's a sanctuary city, right? And this is the direction that we're going in. You know, people taking a knee at football games. Where's the patriotism? These young people don't stand a chance because they're not being taught the true history. What a wonderful country this is. The country that put a man on the moon, that liberated Europe and Asia during World War II. There's been a beacon of hope for all countries in the world. And let me just say on the immigration issue, my mother's an immigrant. A lot of my family members are immigrants. They came here legally. I don't care if you're from Timbuktu or Iran or the UK. Welcome to America. Just respect our laws and come here legally. That's not hate. That's common sense. So I really appreciate you all getting out here today. I'm very thankful I had an opportunity to speak. I'm running against this real left-wing rhino guy next week. Please get out and vote for John Hugo. Tell your friends to vote for John Hugo. It's going to be very low voter turnout. And the rhino establishment is going to be pushing this guy just to block me. We can't have that. I'm going to be a real Republican, and I'm going to be out there working for you every single day on the issues that really do count. And I'm not going to tailor my message just to say what I think you want to hear. I'm just going to speak from the heart. You notice I don't have a piece of paper up here to read because this is coming from the heart. And thank you very, very much for a chance to talk today. Thank you.